Drug discovery. Derek, where are we and where could we be?
Well, I think first, if we take the sort of history of drug use in cancer, we've come a long way from some of the initial chemotherapy drugs to this whole opening world of immunotherapy, which is becoming much more personalized to your cancer, to your genomic background, and that's likely to simply increase over the next few years. Um, Historically, we've actually thrown chemotherapy at cancers, um, not being sure what percentage of people are going to be responsive. Well, today we're now starting to see, both through drug discovery and I think the role of AI will play a better role, to look at how are people responding in real time. And it's not just drug discovery. I think that if we think about the fact that if you look at those survival curves, which are fantastic and continue to go up, once you start realizing that cancer will be managed as a chronic disease, it means that you're going to have a large body of survivors, huge numbers, which would be good news. But among those survivors, you're going to have large numbers of side effects and you're going to have comorbidities. And the challenge on the drug discovery side is not just to look at how you're going to actually get people into remission, but how you're going to minimize side effects and how you're going to maximize the fact that when they're on antihypertensives or other therapies for other chronic diseases, that you don't have adverse side effects.
Mm.
At the moment, I think we're still very early into dealing with the multimorbidity that occurs with cancer. We know that as people age, they're going to have many chronic diseases, of which cancer will be one. And yet we've tended to stay in the silos of how you make sure you treat the cancer and then get on with the other chronic diseases. As time passes, drug discovery hopefully will look at how do you maximize it to minimize side effects and to promote overall quality of life.
I want to go back to the drug discovery thing because this is, very investable, I would think. So Garvin, go back to the drug discovery question and how do I play it as an investor?
Well, I'm happy to discuss a couple of holdings in drug discovery, especially the AI related ones. We we do have exposure all along drug discovery, and this is part of what I was just discussing. Though we want to allocate assets to be in front of fixes, and drug discovery is one of the big ones. Even if as discussed earlier, the top of the funnel is much wider than the bottleneck at the bottom. It does have to start there if we're going to, one, have very effective therapeutics, and two, eventually get them, and hopefully not too damn eventually, get them to the scale where they are more universally available. And so here's a couple of our favorites. Recursion. Recursion Pharmaceuticals is its full name. Its AI application is its Recursion OS. It's a platform that uses computer vision and ML to analyze millions of cellular images every week. And thereby identify disease signatures that humans miss. Here again, it's about the data set and and evaluating so many cells and looking for traits in those cells that reflect underlying diseases that might either be far too rare for a human to see, or too subtle for a human to notice, or just simply the volume of throughput that a human could never possibly do. Just makes it orders of magnitude more powerful than a human postdoc could be. Their oncology focus targets solid tumors and rare, and also rare diseases. Derek, they recently partnered with NVIDIA to build a thing they're calling BioHive 2, which almost sounds like a bad sci-fi movie, but it's actually the most powerful supercomputer in the biopharma industry to accelerate these cancer programs. So I think the Recursion NVIDIA partnership is enormously powerful, and it's going to result in some really amazing drug discovery. But here again, it's a question of timeline. And this is another issue with asset allocation, with asset management in general, Erica. It's generally speaking so fixated on this quarter or next quarter that it doesn't want to look at what Recursion is doing with NVIDIA over a 5-10 year period. Investing early in things like this, although obviously NVIDIA is not early and anymore, you could almost argue that Recursion isn't early anymore, although we've been in it for years. We were early. We like to think of that as time arbitrage. What is the potential of this thing 5 years from now, and why don't I buy it at its undiscovered super cheap price right now. Another one we like is AbCellera. They use an AI-powered engine to screen and analyze antibodies from your immune system, again, at a massive scale, which, again, compresses years of discovery work into months, if not weeks. Their oncology focus is T-cell immunotherapy for cancer. So they have a lot of strategic collaborations with Incyte and with AbbVie specifically to discover novel antibodies for difficult-to-treat tumor targets. Derek, you were saying earlier that you were hoping pancreatic could become as routine to treat as like breast cancer. And so hopefully something like a T-cell engager that can discover novel antibodies for difficult to treat tumor sites will go a long way towards accelerating the progress there. Finally, a little different one, Twist Bioscience. We like them. They're primarily a synthetic DNA manufacturer, but they do have a Twist Biopharma division, which has both internal and partnered pipelines, developing antibody candidates for multiple cancers, including lung and prostate, by targeting pathways that are difficult to drug with traditional methods. So I selected those three to mention in particular, Erica, because they're all coming at the problem from a different angle. And, earlier we were speaking about the consilience of knowledge and the importance of positive sum collaboration. Well, similarly within any technological realm, but particularly something like drug discovery for cancer therapeutics, attacking this risk from all angles is clearly the way to do it. We want to own a basket of the leaders coming at it from all the promising angles. And that's why I picked those particular three, because they each have their own unique way of doing it.